Hey, honey.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another retro review where we go through my copious collection of role-playing books. And to keep me from rambling, Laura's here.
Hi, everybody. So I've got a list of questions that I'm going to interview Fen about to stay on track with this book. So first question, what's the book tonight?
We got The Poor Wizard's Almanac number 3.
Can you give us a quick synopsis of this book?
Alright, so this book is a campaign guide for the Mystara campaign setting, which was the basic edition of Dungeons & Dragons campaign setting. All of their fantasy world was set on the world of Mystara, which pulled from a lot of different real world analogs. It also is the same campaign setting that the Creature Catalog Monster Manual book came from.
Okay. So where'd you get this book?
This is actually part of a collection of books that Josh Sennett gave me when we were cleaning out his apartment when him and his first wife broke up and he was moving back in with his parents.
Okay.
So he kind of bequeathed his D&D books to me. This, Tome of Magic, the Oriental Adventures.
You got a bunch from him.
I got a bunch from him. This was one of them.
Okay. So what do you like about this book?
I like that it really does give you a lot of the current events, calendar. It's who's who of the known world, geography notes. I mean, there's a lot of details and stuff in here about everything, just to give you maps and people and things that are going on, so you can sit here, read this book, and easily create some adventures set in the Mystara setting.
Yeah, that's neat. Is there something you didn't like about this book?
Never used it, simply because the world that I played AD&D and basic D&D in, everything before 3rd edition, it's mine and Josh's co-DM created world, and we created all of our own stuff for it, and so this basically just kind of sat on a shelf.
Never
all these
came
years.
up.
Never came up. Never was something to use. I mean, I played with the idea a couple times of going through and actually using this as a formula for how to build the Nexus campaign setting book.
But just didn't come up.
Just didn't come up.
Okay. So would you recommend it to other gamers?
If you're using the Mystara campaign setting, yes, definitely. This is something you need. And it is set up nice to give you an idea of how to lay out the book.
I'm gonna grab the water.
But unless you're using it for ideas for how to format a Gazetteer for your D&D world, or you're actually using the campaign, I don't think anybody else is going to need it. Which kind of pans into the whole, am I planning to keep this? I am not, but I know how much of a fan Josh is of the Mystara campaign setting, because basically that was all he played.
So it's going back to Josh.
It's going back to Josh. So Josh is getting this back. Seeing how it's kind of a short one, I want to show off something that Josh has already gotten by the point of getting all of his role-playing books back, because this actually is the last of Josh's books that I have. I'm going to show off something real quick. This is a tiny diorama of the Archer family bar, which is actually owned by one of Josh's D&D characters in our combined D&D world. I'm going to superimpose a good shot of looking down into the bar and just describe to you what's going on here. There's actually 3 really important magical items, well, 2 magical items and 1 important magical creature in this diorama. The skull is actually the still undead skull of a Death Knight main character from our world who got his head lopped off and his talking head was kept at the bar as a trophy. The orb is the Orb of Power, which is a big magical artifact that boosts spellcasting abilities. And the gold and red book is the Golden Grimoire, a spell book that contains any and every known spell on our D&D world. If you actually are holding both the items, you can cast out of the book as if you're using scrolls. So the big 2 powerful magical items that his rogue got his hands on to use and keep at the bar. But the rest of the stuff is just like, it's a nice little scene of a bar. I was thinking about actually getting some minis for it that would represent our old group's D&D characters, but I don't think there's enough room in there to fit all of our characters.
It is pretty small.
So I might end up making a bigger scale one at some point, but that is actually a little gift I got from my best friend, handmade.
Made for you.
Yeah. I just found the box floating around at Goodwill and I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing in this. I'm building the Archer family bar. But, nah.
Nice.
So that's all. Josh, you're getting all of your D&D books back except for the Tome of Magic. And you're getting a bar. So, woohoo! But yeah, that's all we got for this episode.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week.
Peace!